I was interrupting you in part one when you were talking about the, I suppose, importance of national sovereignty and sovereign armies and navies to protect Latin and Central American countries against the wrath of any Trump administration attacks. Nicaragua, I should say, has survived any of the attacks. But we were talking about Venezuela, of course.
Right. Certainly the long history of American involvement in Central and South America, goes back centuries. But, certainly the modern history of it is quite bloody and quite ugly and shows the length to which the American governments will go to maintain dominance in the Western Hemisphere. And that won't change, militarily. The point I was reaching for was the idea that there need to be other mechanisms in the world available, to, if not preclude, then to punish or at least provide some consequences to the Americans for actions if regime change occurs in Venezuela and if it goes the way that history tells us it will. So it'll look like the other regime change operations throughout the history in not just, in Central America and South America, which are legion. We know how that's going to go. And so how do you at least punish the Americans for it? And I think you see a point with that, where the American economy is dependent upon other sources. The American economy is fragile. It can be exposed. So, case in point being, in the last week or so, last 2 weeks maybe, when the Chinese, put forward their controls on, rare earth minerals, metals, and magnets. That snapped the Americans' attention right away. That got the Americans to come to heel. That, there is some bluster, but now, of course, the United States is now negotiating it with China. Trump says he's going to meet Xi. There has to be mechanisms that are developed, and we're seeing the potential for that as this multipolar world develops, as alternatives to the American financial, monetary, and economic order are developed, such as through BRICS. But in the meantime, there needs to be some type of concerted effort by nations outside of that top tier of the American sphere of influence, so essentially the Europeans, to do something to oppose any type of American regime change in Venezuela. And that has to come through in a way that is similar to what the Chinese did recently with their control of, again, rare earth minerals and metals.